Hey guys, welcome back to another DJ Pep video. I decided it was time to make another DJ Pep video, and this time we're gonna talk about, do I really need to learn how to scratch, or do I really need scratching abilities for a gig, or for your wedding, or for your party, or whatever? This was a question I had myself as well, and the funny thing is, when I started DJing, I really started to practice on my scratching skills. Probably because I really like hip-hop and R&B music and rap music. Yeah, it just goes with that, and that's the thing that I really wanted to learn. I think you can compare it with playing an instrument. If you want to play or learn how to play the guitar, you have to learn some chords, how to place your fingers, and how to play the snares. The same goes with piano or whatever instrument, I guess. So I see it as an instrument. But still, if you cannot scratch at all, you still can do your transitions. So this is the question, how important is it to scratch? Well, what I found out is that a few things are quite handy in your instrument arsenal. For instance, just simply the baby scratch, for instance, or for instance the chirp scratch. But also really what I really need is to beat juggle. Now you can go really far with beat juggling, but a simple beat juggle really helps you to make those transitions and to feel where the record is. But more important, I think it kind of sounds cool if you, instead of just going into the next record, first juggle like 2 or 3 times before the record starts in. So let's listen to the differences. First of all, I'm gonna blend in the remains of Gangstar in a song with just no transition at all, no effect, no scratch effect at all. So I'm gonna take this record of the song Channel 5. Let's hear that. Let me first press record. So that was just because I wasn't in a verse or whatever. I just wanted to let you know how that sounds. Well, that sounds perfect, but now let's do it with the scratch. So that sounds a little bit cooler if you ask me. And also the nice part is, if you're gonna play a little bit with the record, you can tease the audience a little bit. So let them hear what's coming, like hey, I know this song which is coming up. Is he really gonna do this? So I think that's a cool thing about scratching your records in. Now I was talking about the beat juggle. It's nice if you, of course, most of the time, really, if you play a gig, you just make normal transitions. Maybe you use a little echo effects. That's always something that you should do, I think, because just let it go in like that, that's not so cool. But after a while, if you played like for 10 or 15 minutes, it's nice that you just have a small signature and that you do something special, so that it won't be like, hey, I'm just listening to a standard playlist or standard mixtape or whatever. So I think it's cool if you do something extra like for instance, not every minute, but every 15 minutes or whatever, every 20 minutes, you do something special just to let them hear that there is a live DJ going on. So for instance, with the Remains, I was already having that record ready. So if you, for instance, if you're playing that 90s hip hop that we all love, I guess, it's nice to do a little beat juggle, and that's something that you really can practice because it's not so hard. And it's good for your practice for your ear as well. So for instance, so something like that. You heard I just did really simple stuff, and that's something that you can do as well, that you really can easily practice. You can take it a little bit more advanced. And then, after that, so this was only just normal beat juggling, going left and right, and that's just something that you really can practice at home. You'll get the hang of that. I think after 1 week or 2 weeks, you can do something like that. But most importantly, you practice your ear very much. You start listening to what you're doing, where the beats are, how fast or how far you have to backspin your records, etc. And after that you can do something like this. Now this took me quite a while to get the hang of this, and this is even one of the easiest doubling that I'm doing here. I learned this from Finesse One and from these notes. Please see in the link below for their videos. This wasn't so hard, and you can even take it more advanced and tapping it. I like to do that with the light, for instance, from Common. Because these notes uses that, and this is where I practice it, and I still don't really master it at all compared to how these notes does it, but that will sound a little bit like this. Now, as you can see, I don't master this at all yet. This is something I'm really practicing daily. Just also to keep myself warm, to keep myself connected with the turntables and stuff. So this is something that you won't use during your gigs. This is really something that I would do when my friends are here and I'm just messing around and stuff like that. And I only practice this for my skills and because I like to do it, and I see this still as a hobby. Now, I was talking about sometimes doing something special in your set. This is when scratching really comes in handy. I've got this typical standard routine in my repertoire when I'm playing really 90s, really having the party going. People are dancing, people are listening to songs they know. And for instance, if you do a little swing beat like King B and Back by Dope the Man, I really like to do scratching my part of town, and this is something typical that really gives that vibe in the room and that they're hearing that there is a live DJ. It goes a little bit something like this. Let me play the record when we really have that vibe going. So there you hear, that's typical if you have your 90s audience and people are into R&B and hip hop, they probably hear that My Part of Town, Tough Crew, a typical sound coming up. And it's something that they do in their own record as well. So I try to simulate a kind of the scratching that you hear in that record and play it with Black Eyed Dome the band, and those blend in really well. So yeah, that's something that I like to do, and this is when scratching comes in handy. So the answer to your question, do I really need to learn how to scratch to play gigs and stuff like that? I think it gives that typical feeling that there is a live DJ in the audience playing, live DJ playing. So I guess the baby scratch, some chirp scratch, and maybe some backspinning really comes in handy with your standard toolbox and to play during gigs. And I really think you can do that during gigs. So I hope you found this new video interesting, and I hope you learn a little bit more. I'm still exploring, I'm still just an amateur DJ, and I just like to fool around, and if somebody asks me how to play at their gig, I would definitely say yes, because I just like the music and like doing it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions which you like to know or want to have answered, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to look into that. Thank you for watching. Until the next one. Bye.